Believe it or not, I struggle with body composition. I gain weight really easily because I've had fat mass on my body when I was a heavier kid. So it goes right to that spot because fat cells do not disappear. They just shrink, which means they're metabolically active, just waiting to regain whenever I overeat. If you struggle with weight gain in particular places, just know it's not you doing something wrong. It's your body kind of working against you, meaning you have to be a little bit relentless in how you solve your problems. If you want to know more, keep watching. I'm going to start this by saying if you want to change your body composition, great. And if you don't because you're happy with who you are and body positivity is your thing and you don't want to be different, then that's okay as well. But this video is for some people who want to change by losing body fat. And this is how I manage that as a professional, even in my own life when I struggle with it. Whether you're an athlete or you're just a regular person trying to change, here it comes. It is more food, more often, that nets you less calories for the day to get an energy deficit to begin to lose weight. That's how this works. Wait a minute. How do we eat more volumes of food more often through the day, yet get less calories? It's all about what we choose to eat and if we've planned to accomplish that. The strategy is to plan your meals. How often are you going to eat in the day? Decide what foods you're going to eat at those times of the day. Go to the store and shop for those foods to have them. And then lastly is follow through and execute. Do those things you said you're going to do. Eat those meals, eat the foods you bought at those times. Why is that helpful? Well, here you go. Having a planned set of meals isn't overly structured. What it does is it prevents this randomness of, am I going to win with this or am I going to lose with this? It's better if we win. And having those decisions mean it's a win-win-win because we've already thought about it. We've already put forth the energy. It's not this energy vampire, the brain damage of trying to make a good decision all the time while we stand in front of the refrigerator trying to choose. So that's one of the benefits of having planned meals, staple meals, and knowing that we're going to eat that at this time. And believe it or not, a lot of these extra calories that we get every day are actually coming from trying to eat good foods, things that have a health halo. Nuts are one of these. So we stand in front of the pantry, we're deliberating on what to eat because we didn't have a plan, and we snack on a handful of nuts. Well, it takes about 17 nuts, like almonds, for example, to add up to about 160 calories. Well, that's not a lot of nuts, and we can stand there and deliberate for a long time. We can get in an additional 200 to 400 calories just in snacking while we were deciding, and then we eat what we decided. We do that day after day, we can see where all these extra calories can come from. Nothing bad against nuts, just we had a good food at the wrong time because we didn't have a plan. I could really easily tell you what it is that I eat every day and you could just follow it. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to think about the structure and the idea of finding foods that fit that protein and produce, large volumes of food with little calories. Take some work, maybe using my fitness pal to understand what calories are attached to certain foods so you can speak the language, so to speak. So you have some idea of how foods contribute to your diet. But when you have set meals and structured meals, here's one of the other benefits is that you can actually decide, am I really hungry? And what do I mean by that? I mean, if I'm hungry and I'm having physical signs of hunger, and that may be different for you, it can be a growling stomach, it can be hangry, it can be irritability, it can be having problems thinking, like that physical sign of hunger, I will eat anything. And I will eat the same thing and I will love it every day. And if I look at that bowl of yogurt and berries, for example, my mid-afternoon snack, and I'm like, I don't really want that. I'd rather something else. It's a self-check for me to say, am I eating emotionally because I'm trying to distract myself from something I don't want to do? Am I really physically hungry? Because there are two different reasons to eat, physical hunger and emotional hunger. And they can be really difficult to disassociate or tell the difference. A lot of extra calories and mindless eating comes from that emotional eating and not being able to determine the difference. Having that set structured meal says, this is what I'm going to eat. And if I really, really don't want it and think I'd rather have a snack bar, that gives me an indication that I'm probably maybe not physically hungry and I'm moving into that emotional hunger and it might not be a good time to eat. Now, if you're an athlete, you have a prescriptive nature of eating. So you have to eat sometimes when you're not hungry because we have to refuel the body because it's paying our bills. Or if we're a highly competitive age group athlete, we need to meet our demands for our training program. So that's a little bit different than changing body comp in the average person. But either way, the strategy works in place for even athletes. staple foods, eating consistently, and takes out all of the brain power from having to do it, and it's a successful strategy. So once you've got these meals set up, you've shopped for them, and you've committed to eating them consistently with the follow-through, thinking to yourself, great, I'm going to have success. How long do I have to do this? Kind of really forever. Like that's it. That's called the lifestyle piece. That's if you set something with a start and an end date for changing your life, then you've already failed because you're just looking for an end point. When you want to be successful, just like athletes off the couch can go do a half Ironman because they want to. It's because that's the lifestyle. They ride their bike for 3 hours every Saturday anyway. They run a half marathon because they can, right? Those are the people who are off athletes. So what's the idea, the equivalent of an off the couch, healthy eating individual? That off the couch, healthy eater, the good lifestyle is the individual who does it every day. It's their maintenance. It's default. They can't think about not doing it that way because it's who they are. Same thing for an athlete who's just an athlete all the time. They couldn't think about not running every day or riding their bike or doing something active. A healthy eating individual can't imagine not eating that oatmeal and berries every morning because that's good for them and they like it, and it's consistency. And that comes to the piece of eating the same foods over and over again is not a bad thing. Every day doesn't have to be a culinary orgasmic experience. Having quality food that you like, that you actually have and can afford, then that you will eat is a really big piece to being consistent and managing your health. On an internet where everybody's trying to sell you shit, I'm not selling you anything. I'm giving it away. I'm the worst businessman ever. I just want to help individuals make good decisions and understand how to get those decisions made without guesswork. If you want to help change your body composition and be healthier, eat healthier, you want to look for foods that allow you to eat more volume, so more food so you're actually full, more times per day, not just 2 or 3, right? More frequency, and still get less calories so we can lose some body fat. Those are typically fruits and vegetables, our produce, lots of colors, and proteins of many kinds. Lots of other videos that I have to help you choose those foods and learn the language of food. What does that mean? What are the foods you're eating doing for you? It's a great thing to learn and help you make decisions moving forward. Subscribe, like, appreciate the comments. Let's keep the discussion going, and good luck with moving forward.